Hello, Prepress Professional. Today we're playing a game, and I'd like you to play along. I call it the algorithm game. The way the game works is we're going to start with a number. Let's say 22. And in this box, I'm going to put an instruction that says multiply that by 2 and then add 3. So in the case of 22, we multiply it by 2, 44, add 3, and we get out 47. Let's do another one. Let's start with the number 10. Multiply that by 2, you get 20, add 3, and of course you get 23. Now I want you to do one. I'm going to give you, this will be a little difficult, 81. Pass it through this box. I'll give you a minute. And you will come up with an answer of, see if you agree with me, 165. So we took 81 and we doubled it and we added 3. I want you to think of this as information flowing from the left over to the right. And the 3 parts that we're working with is the input, an algorithm, and an output. All right, let's do another one. I'll give you a new starting number, 54. The algorithm this time will be a little different, and that is take whatever number I give you, divide it by 3, and subtract 5. So this is a little bit more difficult. 54 divided by 3, that comes out to 18. Minus 5 is 13. All right, just for practice, let's do another one. I'll start with 99. Take that number, divide it by 3. Subtract 5 from it. And you'll end up with 28. Okay, now I want you to do one. We'll start with 300. Pass it through the algorithm. And did you get 95? Well, if you did, then you're doing it right. So once again, we have 3 parts. We have an input, we have an algorithm, and we have an output. So what's going on here? The input, that's a PDF file that a designer, a customer, has given you. The algorithm, that's your workflow. I'm assuming here that you're using a professional level workflow software package like Agfa or from Kodak, Heidelberg, any number of the big players that are out there in the market. And the output, well, that's a rendered file that gets sent to the printing system. What happens often is we're given a PDF, we drop it into our workflow, and perhaps we'll make a proof and something doesn't look right. Our natural inclination is to go to the PDF and attack it from there. And quite often, yeah, that is the right thing to do. Sometimes we'll have the tools to edit the PDF directly, or sometimes it's a deeper problem where we need to go to the native file, fix it there, export a new PDF, and then drop that in. The purpose of this video is to get you thinking about your workflow software itself. It tends to be very large in scope, and we, as prepress workers, don't like touching it, okay? We don't want to break something that's already working pretty good. What I found that I needed to do, here's an example. Let's say I have a 20-page saddle stitch newsletter from a customer, and there's a big problem on page 7. So I will extract page 7 as its own standalone file. Typically I'll call it only page 7, and I'll make a new workflow. I used the Heidelberg workflow software, and it was flexible enough to have multiple workflows inside of one job. And I would then make a custom workflow that attacked that problem that was on page 7. And I would then drop in page 7, assign it to the new workflow, and then take a look at the rendered output that I got. I might have to adjust my workflow software a couple of times until I get it right. The purpose of this video is to get you into this mode of thinking. If you do not like the output, you have two choices. You can attack the PDF itself, which is what we usually do, or you can also be thinking of your workflow. It's very powerful. It's very configurable. And you don't have to process the entire PDF. You can just do a part of it if you want. That's kind of up to you. Our workflow is a giant algorithm. And it seems like, to me, we are playing an algorithm game when we process files from our customers.